to his immediate soldiers to go and then he planned a strategy plan that they all should take care of this job to destroy Brahmanical culture in 6 ways, and then he himself will do something special called Guru Mara Vidya. That he will perform a severe austerity, and to do severe austerity, what are the goal, how to obtain the goal, he chalked it out. This is very nice. From Hiranyakashipu we can learn also. We have to have our goal set. I think it's very fascinating. Maharaj's godbrother, Chaban Rishi, he used to be sannyasi also. He told a story in Mauritius. He was in Mauritius, where Prabhupada went for a morning walk and he comes back, and then when he came back he told the devotees. He gave a class under a tree, and there in the class in the beginning he says, so, duty of Guru is to take you back home, back to Godhead. What is the duty of disciple? So, some devotee says to chant 60 nouns, somebody says follow 4 regulative principles, some says and distribute books. Prabhupada was happy, but he wanted more complete answer. So at the end, Prabhupada says, disciple also has to have a desire like Guru, that my Guru has come to take me back home, I also want to go back home. So if the disciple does not have the same, then it's little distance. So Prabhupada stressed that point, disciple should also. So Hiranyakashipu, in the strategic plan, he planned that how he is going to root out the Brahmanical culture, the demigod will be finished, how I will take over the demigod position. Not one, all. 330 million demigods position, I'll take alone. But in order to do this, I have to please the Supreme God. Of course, his calculation, we also discussed that he was a Mayavadi, so in that sense he did not think that God has an eternal form. He's thinking God is here, whoever the highest position, and Brahma is the highest position. So that's why he was not mistaken, according to his calculation, Mayavad calculation. Then he said, in order to cut down the tree, then I have to slowly take over the position of the God. So I will be the sole enjoyer. And above all, his final goal was to become immortal. So with that goal, then he started setting up his sadhana, how to obtain it. So he told them, and then he went to Mandar Hill, and he did for 36,000 years, one place says, another place says 60,000 years. Either way, it's a long time for me. But for Satyayuga, it's not probably too long. I mean, it is long, but it's like 100,000 years lifetime, so what's that? I like the way Prabhupada put it, perspective to our angle. Like, Prachetas were meditating for 10,000 years underwater. And in the purport, Prabhupada says, this is just like a 10 years or one lifetime for any devotee who joined. It's the same. So it's not a big deal really, 10,000 years of other ages versus our 100 years. It's the same. So then he went to Mandar Hill and he did severe austerity. When Buddha Purnima today, I think there is a what they call memory box. So all demigod, when they saw that he is severely in meditation, and meditation path he took, he would stand on a toes. Actually, Maharaj, I was trying yesterday. When I was reading this in Bhagavata, I was thinking, let me try. I'm sorry, after a few minutes I fell down. I could not stand on like 2 toes. I mean, it really, and then hand raised, means no support. I was like very severe austerity, what he did for 36,000 years or 60,000. I could not last for 3 months. I mean, this is serious to do that kind of physical austerity. Now, for a Brahmana, their austerity is the mental tolerance. For a Kshatriya, because he is Kshatriya, demoniac Kshatriya, their physical tolerance. When devotee kind of complain, and Prabhupada, the audience, Prabhupada says, oh, last life you were all Brahmana. I don't know exactly where he says, but Parvat Maharaj, Parvat Prabhu, he told me. He was the temple president in LA. The Prabhupada said, oh, because last life you were a Brahmana. So that's why you cannot tolerate. Mental tolerance for Brahmana is severe. They can tolerate abuse, all these things. They don't. Yeah. But physical, they don't tolerate. Kshatriya, like the story of, who is that? Karna. When Karna went to study this Mitra Sanjivani from Parashuram, and then the one wasp or
scorpion?
No, was sucking blood.
Mosquito?
No,
Leech?
very heavy. Anyway, it was sucking so much blood out of Karna's body, and Karna is giving, Guru, he was lying down on, Dronacharya, on his lap. So, Dronacharya's Guru. When Parashuram was lying down, then he was like, Guru is falling asleep, you're supposed to fan and just make sure he's okay. But this wasp,
Wasn't wasp, some insect.
yes, the sucked blood. I don't know what you call this.
Mosquito?
But it's a big amount of blood.
A leech. They go in the water and it's a black thing.
No, he's going to dry his spot. His Guru is sleeping
A bat?
and sucked his heart. Anyhow, he sucked so much blood, the blood fell on Guru's face a little bit. It was sucking so much. But he did not, he tolerated. So when Guru woke up, he says, this is what happened and you are tolerating? You are not a Brahmana. Why you cheated me? Who are you? Then he could not reveal. He had to say, I am Karna. But he pretended as a Brahmana. So he never got the power. Otherwise he could get power.
He cursed me, he said, whatever I've given you, you'll forget.
Yes. So this is no cheating in spiritual path. So anyway, so Brahmana generally, and Prabhupada also said, you are Brahmana, that's why you cannot tolerate physically. So that's what Brahmana means. So if Maharaj wants something, you better give it. Serve him. He is a pure form of Brahmana. You are pure form of Brahmana. Mahaprabhu did that. Oh, we don't have a equipment? No. It's okay? What do you want?
He's going to do a full arti now.
So we speak or?
Can do. The deities like to hear these discussions.
Yes. What's the deity name, Maharaj?
Nitai Gaur Nataraj.
Nitai Gaur Nataraj. Wow. So then seeing the Hiranyakashipu's austerity on toes, raise hand, for thousands of years, it was apparently like a huge blazing fire covered by unexpected smoke and dust that nobody can see that how dangerous it is. So that time Hiranyakashipu, he was meditating and Lord Brahma, all the demigods, they went to complain to Lord Brahma that what is happening with the Hiranyakashipu's meditation, because the heat literally torturing and making the whole universe get heated. Was so much power of his meditation power. Yes, sir.
What's the connection between the word tapasya means, and it also means fire, heat?
Durvasa? Or tapasya?
Yeah, what's the connection there?
Well, Tapa means heat. Tap itself is heat. Those who are doing severe austerity, they have there is a negative point also. There is in the third canto, Prabhupada writes on the Brahmajis that 11 Rudra, one Rudra resides in the austerity. But when devotee does for the pleasure of Gaur Nitai, that's not considered tapasya. We don't do tapasya. Aradito jodi haris tapasya tatakim, naradito jodi haris tapasya tatakim, antarvahi jodi haris tapasya tatakim, nantarvahi jodi haris tapasya tatakim. Prabhupada says, what is the use of doing tapasya if you do not worship God? And what is the use of doing tapasya if you don't worship, you don't want to worship God? If you don't see Krishna inside and outside, what is the use of tapasya?
At the same time, he gives so many lectures on the Bhagavatam 551.
Yes.
Tapodibam.
Tapodibam putrakajena. Yes, that tapasya is voluntarily following Guru's instruction. But that tapasya is for purifying. It is not the austerity, it is not the tapasya to separately, independently, away from the Krishna. This is Krishna wants, Mahaprabhu wants, right? Mahaprabhu wants us to chant and come back to our spiritual constitutional position. So it is not austerity in that sense. But it is a purification. Prabhupada says, tapasya austerity means voluntary choice. So consciously we are accepting doing this. But Hiranyakashipu's austerity is tapasya for destruction. He wants to rule the whole world, he wants to diminish all the demigods' position, he wants to take over God's position, he wants to be the alone one God in the whole universe. So that austerity is very destructive, it is very dangerous, it is very poisonous. So that's why it is bad. So in that sense, it's the same word but it has a different meaning. So then, Lord Brahma, after hearing the prayers of the demigods, and then he came and with his komandul, a pot, he sprinkled some, and he accompanied with the Brigu and other, some of the rishis with him to see who it is. Because nobody ever done such a severe effect of his austerity. So that time, like you can say Valmiki did that, you are right, Valmiki did that big austerity too, Ratnakor Dasu. He did for say more, years, thousands and thousands of years that the ant literally took over his body. In Hiranyakashipu's case, it was also ant hill. It became an ant hill that nobody knew. In Ratnakor Dasu's time, also there was an ant hill. And then Valmiki came out from the ant hill. He lost his previous body. His even bones, everything finished. Hiranyakashipu's bones was still there. And Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, in Sattva Yuga, the austerity could be done to a level where soul could sustain only on the bones. That's why Hiranyakashipu could sustain on the bones. The soul was just moving within the bones. Bone marrows, blood, muscle, everything finished. And Treta Yuga, the bones and bone marrows more. And Dwapara Yuga, bone marrows and muscle and blood, but no need food. In Kali Yuga, all these above plus food. Otherwise the soul will not sustain. So that's why there is only call for Anakadasi day. You eat little bit. You may not be able to get a headache or something. So this is how it's calculated. But Valmiki was doing the same anthill, but there was nobody glorify him for this austerity. Because his mafia, or I don't know dosu English means, he was a dosu. He had one well just for the Brahman thread. He used to kill people, but his mother said, if you kill the Brahman, don't destroy the thread. Put it in him. So he has a one well. He would kill so many Brahman. The Brahman thread he had a well. But he became such a exotic Vaishnava that end of the Ram Lila, the Ram asked, I'm ready to destroy the world or Sita has to come back. What should I do, Gurudev? Valmiki says, I did not write anymore. This is the end of Ramayana. So what is the last word you wrote in the... He said, now he departing. So Lord Ram departed. He wrote the Ramayana, what Lord Ram will do, everything as it is. And where he ended, Ram also finished the Leela. How powerful they are. They know the Lord's pastime before even Lord appeared. And will do everything. So that austerity was a purification, eligibility for him to see that everything in his heart by the mercy of his Guru, Narad Muni. It was so powerful. So here, Brahma was very pleased, and then Brahma sprinkled, and then his golden form came out. It was like a very giant, beautiful, attractive. He's also related to Brahma in one sense. Lord Brahma split into two bodies one time, called Swayambhuva Manu and Saturupa. It is not from him. He literally saw himself split. But Brahma also stayed separately. It was very mysterious. Then Swayambhuva Manu, Saturupa's son is Uttanapad, and then Uttanapad, then daughters Priyabrata, and then Devahuti, Akuti, Prasuti, and Devahuti had 9 daughters, and one daughter, first daughter is Kala. Kala married to Marichi, and her son is Kashyapa Muni. Kashyapa Muni married to Daksha, who is another son of Brahma, and married to these 17 daughters of Daksha, and the one of the daughter name is Diti, whose son is this Hiranyakashipu. So he is a great grandson of Brahma also in that sense. They are all related. By the way, in Kali Yuga, all the demon and devotee, nature, both, they live in the same body. So that's why it's very difficult. So Brahma, when he was pleased, then he sprinkled some water, and then he prayed so many prayers. Today I'm not going to go through this because I'm going to jump to another. Those prayers are nice, but it's not. It's indicating to Krishna. It's not indicating to Brahma. But some or other Brahma has a connection, and Prabhupada put it very nicely that how it has a connection to what Hiranyakashipu said, the status of Brahmaji's, Hiranyakashipu's glorifying Brahma as the Supreme Lord. What he said is correct, but it is not applicable to Brahma. That's the only difference. So, after the prayers, then he asked for this boon to be immortal. And Brahma confessed, his position is not even immortal. So how can he give something? So then where he bought this insurance policy, I think, because that he asked this 12, and I find very interesting the way Prabhupada also put it in it. He repeat again in the chapter introduction. First thing he says, please let me not die, or let me not meet death from any of the living entities created by you. If you really pay attention, it's very interesting how he put it. And then he said, grant me that I not die within any residence or outside any residence. Then, not die during the night time or daytime. Not die on the ground or in the sky or in the water. Grant me that my death not be brought by any beings other than those created by you. Isn't it same as the first one? If you think. Huh?
Isn't it? Oh.
It is similar, but there is a little clue because he remembers some pastimes of some demon got killed. Even though he was the first demon, but his guru, he's not a first demon, he's a second demon. His brother, Prabhupada said, Hiranyaksha is the first demon. And the first demigod is Brahma, so he's killed like that.
What about Kaitava and
Madhukaitava, yeah, he knows those stories. And he knows also Brigu was killed. so he knew all these things, how other demons got killed. So he's trying to capture from every angle. Insurance is like that. You write everything, how it's possible not to get hurt. So that's why he repeated similar. Then he says that grant me that my death not by any weapon used in this world to kill. Very specific. Then grant me not by any human being or animal. He said already by any being. But he repeated this. Why? Because animal, he thinks the Baraha is the animal form. So animal killed my brother, so animal should not kill me. Even though he said all created beings, he knows that. But he wants to make sure that it is not, anything is missing in order to keep up. He also knew that King Beno, he knew the story of King Beno, how he turned. King Beno, you know what happened? He turned into ashes by the Brigu's yogic power. And Hiranyakashipu knew that, so he immediately says, oh, I don't want to be killed by any moving and non-moving. All created beings, plus again he is putting moving and non-moving, Tabar Jangam. Then he says, not to be killed by any demigod or demons or snake, because he also knows the Vasuki. And so this way he covered, and then he went, then now he is giving the positive, he is asking for the positive. I don't want any rival or no competition. I want sole lordship of all living being and demigod. What is that? That is the position of Brahma. He is asking Brahma to give his position. Then he said, I want all the glories obtained by that position. He wants to, he not only become God, he wants the God's fame, name also that comes with it. All the glories. Then he's, sorry.
Popular today. Especially.
Then he says, I want all the mystic power and product of yoga. Then there was nothing else that he could not think. At that time, he folded hand and smiled, and Brahmaji says, Tathastu. Let be. Or let it be. After Brahmaji gave this broom to Hiranyakashipu, what was the mental set? After this, Lord Brahma left with Brigu and others. And it's very nice in Bhagavatam, it explains the mental set of Hiranyakashipu. What was the mental set at that time? Just can you imagine, just you got that position, all these 12. All glories he wants by that position. All mystic power that anybody will get by the long austerity, he doesn't need to do anymore. He already got that. And he got the power of all the yoga siddha or siddhis that ever existed or will exist. He wanted ultimate of all the yoga siddhis. Means nobody can be as powerful as him even. There is a little clue in writings or prayers. Means give me the complete of that siddhi, means no yogi can defeat me. Then, so he after he smiled, then what was his mental setup? This is what talks in the next. He now coming back to his normal condition of what was the purpose he went for. Did he get? Yes. He conceived, he got what he came for. When what he got, the Hiranyakashipu conquered all direction, all planets. All direction, all planets in the entire 3 worlds that anybody can even think of getting. And he controlled in a very interesting way. that as he said, Prabhupada put it like this, that sometimes he would move his eyebrow, so he was frightened the demigod. So he did not say, okay, I want the demigod planet. He would just move his eyebrow, and then his soldier would just take over, and all the demigods became his servant. He made the demigod to what degree? Literally under him as a maid servant. Not a maid servant in like a female servant, like a servant. Like a Ravanam, when Narad Muni came to check it out, so he put carpet. So he said, it's not a carpet. What is this? This is a Shani Devata, the Saturn god. He placed him because he has a multicolor, and Ravana was placing his feet on his back. So Hiranyakashipu put Indra as a gardener. He put Brihaspati as a guru, his own student teacher, like this. He recruits everybody is under him, according to their position. I never knew, because Indra is famous for Nandan garden. Nandan Kanan is a famous garden that everybody wants to enjoy in heaven. If you are in this planet, you did not go to Nandan Kanan garden of Indra, then you missed, according to Kormi idea. Yes, Mayapur is beautiful. It's supersede. Nandankan is so beautiful. So Hiranyakashipu, he knew Indra's capacity of maintaining a beautiful garden. So he put in his own, him as a gardener. So he engaged all of them, and then he started to fear. When he feared the Mother Earth, so he made her such an extreme that she has no way to escape. So then he put her like, you plant something, you don't have to do fertile or till the ground or something. You want an apple tree, you put the apple seed, apple tree just pops and gives you so much apple, no need water or anything. It's like a Hiranyakashipu's setup of the world was such interesting. And so if somebody would do a nice jagna, then all the horrible things would happen right then and there in front of them. So voluntarily they choose like, why it is that we're doing such a good? Because Hiranyakashipu took over the position of the demigod, but they did not know. But they are knowing it how, you understand? The logic is they are not finding out who is Hiranyakashipu in a good way. Then what happened, when Hiranyakashipu was implementing the demigod's power, he implemented a very mischievous way. How happened? So somebody says, I'm going to do puja. So then they started puja to some demigod. Now who is the demigod now? It's him, right? But they are doing Indra puja. So because they did not, he's showing his power more than demigod. So because they did not do the puja to him directly, they are doing the Indra puja, so they are getting the opposite result of the puja. Wow. So you say, I want a lot of wealth or a good child. So you worship Lord Shiva, a good daughter. You worship Lord Shiva. So instead of a good daughter, the ugly, most weird creature would be born. So they would be so frightened. So what they would do, they don't know. So they are scared. So then they found out why this is. Then they find out, oh, Hiranyakashipu is now the demigod, is not the Shiva taking that position. So like this, he established his position by crooked way, and everybody bowed down. Everybody brought gift, except Prabhupada, the three, the Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar. Otherwise, everybody in the entire universe brought them gift to him.
Narad Muni also.
Yes, Narad Muni also says. He himself also, with the group of Gandharvas, he was not a Narad Muni, his name was Upabarinam. He was Upabarinam, that before he became this Narad in previous life. So that this way, he made also the entire 7 ocean to give, what do you get? Gas, petroleum gas, I don't know. Nowadays they think that petroleum gas. whatever you get from the under the ocean, the gems, pearl, anything that you geologists would get, he would just tell the ocean, you supply everything they want. Oh, they out of fear, they don't have to do any machine work or anything. Life was so easy. But anybody would do religious activities. So then question comes, why did he do this? Why did he do this? He would make, like air you need to dry up, you need rain to get wet. It would be reversed, everything. And it's a very little funny joke about it, that Jodharani also said that he asked Prabhupada, so in the painting, so he's drunk. Prabhupada said, yes, he had a coppery eye. I guess when you get drunk, you get a coppery eye. So Prabhupada said, coppery eye. So should we put like a hookah? You know hookah? Ma? Okay. Prabhupada said, no, he was not smoking. So it was very funny. I always think like, okay, Prabhupada said he was not smoking. So in the painting, there was no hookah. So they thought of putting the hookah. Prabhupada said, no, he was not smoking. He was drunk always. Even he would roll on the ground drunk, but even while he was rolling on the ground drunk, the demigod would act out of fear as he wanted. There was nothing lost. He literally made the whole creation completely turmoil according to the way he wanted. Wow. And then what is the purpose? Because there is a few things he really made achieved. Was very interesting. This is very fine print. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes that when Hiranyakashipu was scaring all the demigod worshippers, today you can still see they are there in the world. Pure bhakti is not done by everybody. I go to church or I go to temple, I pray for my mother's sickness. So that's not a pure bhakti. I'm not trying to go there to please the Lord. I cannot get mother's sickness out. I'm spending a lot of money, doctor cannot cure it. So I want to use God to help me to cure. This advantage supplier or taking advantage of worshipping, it's not a bhakti. But it's alright, at least they're coming. So slowly. But they have to associate with the devotees. They have to associate with the Hare Krishna devotees. Then they will come to bhakti. Otherwise, this coming is not ultimate issue. So, those things were big time promoted before Hiranyakashipu took over. When Hiranyakashipu took over all the demigod position, he himself alone is 330 million demigod goddess. That time what happened, all the demigod worshippers, Hindus, Christians, whatever they at that time, whatever that time they were, I don't know if they had a name Hindu, Christian, but whatever was there, all the demigod worshippers, they gave up. Why? Because no demigod. All the demigods are servants of Hiranyakashipu. So they had two choices. Either if they are consciously aware of it, the position of God, then they would become, by force, by conscious choice, they became Vaishnava. And those who are ignorant demigod worshippers, very less intelligent, they all became atheists, Hiranyakashipu worshippers. There is no in between. No demigod worshipper. Forefather, this is a big thing. Forefather, in Christianity also they do. All this cemetery on the Sunday I see so much flower. Every cemetery, they have so much flower. They are putting flower to the tomb. What is this? This forefather worshipping. It's the same thing, worshipping to the ghost. A mode of ignorance. So, forefather planet completely seized by Hiranyakashipu. So then what happened? Nobody went to the tomb or cemetery or anything. No forefather. And Hindus, they're big time. They do Shraddha every year. They go to Goa, they do Shraddha every year, Vatsalik Shraddha, especially South India still today, heavily. And they gave up. No God. Because Hiranyakashipu took over. Hiranyakashipu's heart was a very fascination heart. He literally made culmination of all the soul either go for Hiranyakashipu or Supreme God. Nothing in between. Just either one. Either you are atheist, Hiranyakashipu worshipper, or you are completely theist, hidingly you just depend on Krishna's shelter.
What about married money? Because he's Vaishnava, but it says that he was worshipping.
No, he went to gift. He went to give gifts and others. But he was with the Gandharvas, all the demigods under. Prabhupada did say in the purport, sometimes sometimes pure devotee is also put under some demoniac power. Prabhupada did say in the purport I saw. So it was there, but they were still devotee. They did not worship. Externally they exhibited like this, but they did not. So these two made such a unique. Now another point also here, very interesting, that whatever we decide in our life, non-Krishna conscious, they should pay this attention of Hiranyakashipu's life. That Krishna, who created this material world, he is twice or million times intelligent more than any genius, whether it is Dhirubhai Ambani or Bill Gates or whoever it is, that can beat the system of become successful materially. Their downfall already created before you start your success. Hiranyakashipu has proved it. He made the entire universe, everything under his control. But his downfall was created, already placed by God before he even started his success. His downfall was Prahlad in the womb of his wife was before he started to his meditation or tapasya. So ultimately we will see end of the 10th, eighth canto, how his downfall was before he. So knowing this, no devotee should be aware that no need separate endeavor. Just serve Guru's under guidance, just serve Radha Krishna Mahaprabhu. It's all useless idea of separate endeavor. Hiranyakashipu was one genius, nobody became as big as him. Nobody did austerity like him. Nobody cheated the system such a highest way to prove that point. So all the rulers at that time of different planets, even though they saw the wrath of Hiranyakashipu, at that time, Jai Sisinitai Gaur Sundar Nataraj. No, Gaur Nataraj.
Nitai Gaur Nataraj.
Oh, Nitai Gaur Nataraj.
Jai.
So that time all the devotee praised to the Lord and Lord manifested. So before Nrsimhadev appeared, there was two other manifestations in that Leela. And this was the first manifestation. And in this manifestation, Lord manifested and he quoted this verse. Jatha deveshu vedeshu gosho vipreshu sadhushu dharme mai cha viddeshu sava asu vinasati. I will destroy when one's culture, one's existence will be destroyed when they torture these six entities. Jatha deveshu, deveshu means demigod. That's why his name is Indrari, Dekolam Lokam Mriyanti Juge Juge. Ete Samsa Kalapamsa Krishna Bhagavan Swami. It says Indrari, the enemy of Indra, he appears. So he says Jatha deveshu vedeshu. When somebody completely destroyed Veda, the Madhukaitava, he appeared. So Jatha deveshu vedeshu goshu viprasu sadhusu. And then the cows, vipreshu or the Brahmana cultures, sadhusu and the saintly devotees. These six entities, Krishna says, at that time he came in a rumble sound in the sky. Don't have any fear, have full faith because you all are Vaishnava. You surrender externally, but internally you have strong faith on me. You depending on me, you are not depending on him. Then I will protect you. Just be patient and tolerate. And then at that time he also gave this, that cause of downfall of Hiranyakashipu is already born, already in the womb of his wife. And very soon, the fourth child, Hiranyakashipu, he had 5 children. One was the daughter, Shinita. There is a very interesting, all these things that happen in this world, actually you can see that how this different planet, the evil planet, is a descendant still now maintaining this. Hiranyakashipu and his wife, Roshahana, Brahmaji's cousin, Brahmaji's son, even Swayambhuva Manu and Satrupa, they are the first brother-sister marriage in the world. First brother-sister marriage. So here also he actually married that way. They had 5 children. First is Sanglad and Dviti had a son named Panchajanna. You know Panchajanna? Pujari Prabhu? You know the grandson of Hiranyakashipu? This is the conch shell that you blow. This is the descendant. That's why conch shell stays always outside. This is coming from Hiranyakashipu's family. Then the second child was Anullad and Surja. They had a child, is Balkula and Mahisha. They have a very famous story, but not today. Then third child is Lada and Dhammi. Had also 2 child. And the fourth child is Prahlad Maharaj. And in his previous life, that Sanatana Goswami Pad writes that in his previous life, there is a 2 Prahlad. One is Nitya Siddha and Sadhav. Prabhupada writes in the 10th chapter 9 verse in the purport, you will see that Prabhupada put that Narad Muni Prahlad, they have a sadham, they are eternal associate, also they are sadham. Because they never forgot Krishna, they are also practicing, both. So they have 2 mood in the same body. So Prahlad, in his previous life, when he was with that story of Sanatana Goswami Pad elaborate in Brihad Bhagavatam Mitra, yes, Prabhu.
Is that meant to say just the usual where there's 2 souls in one body?
Yes. So there, Prahlad, in his last life, when he had this argument, he was a son of a big Brahmana Pandit, and he fell down from that path, almost like Narad Muni fell down with a Hindi song. No, Prabhupada says cinema song. Prabhupada translated as a cinema song, as a Gandharva singer. And then all the demigod cursed him, so he became the son of a maid servant. Next slide. So similarly, Prahlad also acting like a sadhaka. So he gave up his whole family and he went out, and why? Because he found this most beautiful prostitute. And he took so much wealth from his parents. That time he was not a Prahlad, he was the son of a Brahman. So that time when he was supporting this prostitute with all this money he got, and then prostitute loved him so much, then he runs out of his money. And just typical like American relationship sometimes. When the husband runs out of money, then the prostitute started ignoring him, talking to another man. Then that Brahmana, he was very depressed. Oh, he doesn't care me. And then he said, oh, you are worthless, you should get out from here. And now he's really depressed, he doesn't know what to do, where to go, so he went far. And he went in a forest. When he went in a forest, and then he remembers all the harsh speech. When you are very, remote position, and you remember the harsh speech of your significant one, it really affects. And everything that she was, it's like a sword cutting on your cut. Somebody putting a salt. I don't know if you ever tasted this. It hurts. When you have a little cut, and you put a little salt, it gives you pain. So those harsh words of the wife that he thought, married a person, harsh word because he ran out of money, he was giving so much pain that he was just regretting, what happened to my life, why am this? He's very frustrated, very disappointed. Why it turned into so sour? So if it happens, don't feel bad, because Prahlad, as the sadhaka is exhibiting. Then he found a broken building in a forest. He went to the forest. And it was becoming dark, and he was a little afraid that some animal will eat me up or something, so he went inside the broken building, and he resting in that building at that night. And somehow or other he fell asleep. No, he did not fall asleep. He was like very tired, like almost senseless. Then he was went like a tired nap type of. Then this girl, somehow or other, by Krishna's arrangement, she also came to regret. Said, oh no, I really insulted him, I rebuked him so badly, he gave up his family for me, and what did I do? So she developed a very remorse, and she also came and followed all the way. She didn't know where he was. Somehow or other, she ended up coming also regretting and crying to the same building on the other side. And they spent the night there, and that day happened to be Nrsimha Caturdasi, same day yesterday. But they didn't know it is Nrsimha Caturdasi. But because they performed this fasting and stayed up, they didn't talk about Krishna. So imagine, our benefit is even more than that. And next life, he came in contact with his guru, Narad Muni, and became the pure devotee. And Srila Sanatana Goswami Pad stressed this point, that if we can celebrate on Harikatha on Nrsimha Caturdasi, what will happen next life, even if we don't make it this life? Like, look at Prahlad, then he says, you will have always protection of God. You will become a pure devotee, Mahabhagavad. So nice.
What happened to the woman?
That woman came in this life as his wife. That's why in Bhagavad we don't hear about his wife. You hardly ever hear his wife. You hear his grandchild, or his son even, you hear, Virochan. Virochan we hear in Bhagavatam, because he went to study with Indra to Brahmaji. And you hear his Bali Maharaj, grandchild, but you never hear his wife so much, because she became also advanced devotee. And then she went back home, spiritual world. And Prahlad had 3 children. One is Nikumba and Kumbha and the Virochan. The son is Bali Maharaj, whose eldest son is Banasura, and the youngest son is Dhenukasura. His name was Sahasik. He was cursed to become Dhenukasura. So this family is very interesting. I mean, it's all in Bhagavatam. Many places you will find this dynasty is still there. And then the last was the Sinhika, the daughter, 5th child, married to Viprachitti, the famous Viprachitti. And this Dhenu, another wife of Kashyapa, Dhenu's son. And they had 101 child. And the Rahu planet, Rahu, is the eldest son. And the Ketu, the other constellation, the evil spirit they call the constellation in the astrology sign, those are the Ketus. They are still affecting us. So when we glorify Prahlad teaching, they will not disturb us. This is also benedicto. So it's very nice. So now we will go back to what happened to this terrorizing this. So when Nrsimhadev appeared, I'm going to jump just for 1 minute. When Nrsimhadev appeared, if you remember, there's only 2 sets of people in this world, Prabhupada says, always. One is theist, one is atheist. But in between was lost at that time. There was no in between. Either you are Vaishnava or Hiranyakashipu man. That's it. Means atheist. Why? He is the God. He said he is the God. No other God. So it was very nice when Hiranyakashipu, Lord Nrsimhadev appeared. Theists, they are very affluent, happy, under guidance of Prahlad Maharaj. And atheists, Nrsimhadev with his nail literally liberated. And Hiranyakashipu did such a great job. He did not let God travel all over the world to deliver. He collected all in one spot. When the war took place, because everybody is under him, He just told everybody to just come here. Now is the biggest challenge of fight. And they all were there. Literally. So Nrsimha just very sweet. So much love between the Lord and his devotee, Joy, or Hiranyakashipu. Now we'll come to this. We take break or we finish this? Okay. This is the famous Prahlad Maharaj's teaching to his father, that Prabhupada always quote. We're just
Third chapter?
5th chapter.
Or is it 5th?
Yeah. We're just summarizing, very squeezing. Because this 6, 7 is very important also. The disciples' duty to, his teaching to the Daitya-san, children of the demons. And then of course 7, 8, 9, so much. It's already 1 o'clock. So 5th chapter is very interesting. How Prahlad had distinctly divided between the Vaishnava Dharma versus rest of the world religion. What is material religion? What is spiritual religion? Spiritual religion is a pure Krishna consciousness, established by Prahlad by quoting this chapter. Vaishnava Dharma, this Hare Krishna movement, is eternal, and it was in Satya Yuga by Prahlad Maharaj proved it. And at the same time, Mayavad or material religion or so-called Sakam Karmakanda also was there, promoted by Shanda and Amarka, the two teachers Prahlad had. That was material religion. They are also Brahman. They are also establishing this Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. And they established that, and Prahlad established the Bhakti. So both religion was side by side, material and spiritual. And whoever wins is the conqueror at that time. But Prahlad proved it, how Bhakti is independent and supersede of all other material aspects of religion. So after this, when Prahlad was sent to Gurukul, he came and he was asked to learn this fine political science. What is it? That you have to have a discrimination. Who is your favor, who is the demon, you have to know it. And the Vishnu is the enemy. He was told like this. But it's the first time baby going to school, so Hiranyakashipu did not do too much. But just he grabbed him as soon his mother Koyadu. She, by the way, I don't know if I forget, but Koyadu, you may, because one devotee asked me other day that Koyadu, she also heard for 36,000 years or 60,000 years from Narad Muni. So what happened to her? How come we never hear? Did she suffer? She committed. So this chapter also gives, end of the chapter gives little. Koyadu went to the heaven after she left. Then she stayed there a little while, she, according to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, then went to Vaikuntha, Nrsimha Dev's planet. She was nothing lost. Anybody accepted pure Guru and served, nothing lost. She served Narad Muni by keeping her son in the womb, and every day she was paying attention. Narad Muni spoke the Bhagavatam forever. Thousands of years forever to 36,000. So that time Hiranyakashipu immediately grabbed his son and Vatsulya Bhav, parental Bhav, he smelled his head and very nicely embraced and put him on the lap, and he asked, "Oh Prahlad, I am so happy to see you. And you started going to school. Now what did you learn?" This is the first. Prabhupada mentioned, until that word Prahlad started, what did he learn? There was no enemy Prahlad. Prahlad had no enemy. As soon as you speak the truth, absolute truth, as soon as you speak Krishna consciousness, enemy also takes birth. So, and if you don't act, then don't talk about Krishna consciousness, then no enemy. In a negative way. If not, the enemy is always there, we just didn't know. So then Prahlad Maharaj quoted this verse, famous verse. Tat sadhu manne asuravarjadena tadha samuddigna dhyam asabhyaha hittatmapatam grihamandakupam vanam gato jat harimasrayeta. Very sweet. Prabhupada quote that many times, no? Sadhu manyo suravardhyate. That sometimes he make a joke about it, because it is the truth. He says, Prahlad Maharaj did not address him as a father. He addressed him as a king of the demon. Best of the demon. Asura Bharjadehinam. Best of the demon, king of the demon. Those who have taken this material body as a self and the bodily enjoyment as the goal of life, they are always sada udbigna. Udbigna means disturbed. They are always bothered. They are always harassed. Why? Because they have taken body as the self and bodily enjoyment as a goal of life. Asadgraha. Because they have taken asadgraha, sada udbigna. Always disturbed. Udbigna means like cannot be peaceful. Tat sadhumanne asuravarjadehinam sada sadudbigna asadgraha. Hittatma patham. Oh, because they have taken this sense enjoyment, sense gratification is goal of life. So as a result, they found themselves in the deep dark well. Deep dark well. Griham andakupam. Andakupam means you don't know how to get out of it. And this is what they. So then he says, Tat sadhu manne. But my advice is, Vanam gato jat harim ashrayeta. So he says, my advice is that they should get out of this deep dark well and go to the forest. Now Srila Prabhupada, he is very merciful. You can say, or I should say, that he is from Vrindavan. Otherwise, why would he this verse doesn't say Vrindavan. He says, Vanam gato jat. Vanam means forest. You ask any Hindu scholar or anything, Vanam. But Prabhupada put, Vanam means Vrindavan. Because it has a similar last word, Vrindavan. It's a Vana, Prahlad says. And then Prabhupada in the purport he said, one should prepare his life to go and live in Vrindavan. This is his goal of life. It's like very, very esoteric that he is from Vrindavan. He always think of Vrindavan. So one should go there. So Hiranyakashipu, when he heard this, he hates God, he hates Vrindavan, he hates God's house, he hates the word God, Vishnu. Now he is angry. But he also understands, he is a little child. So he is immediately awakening. How did it happen? How did he learn this? He did not ask him any question yet. He's thinking, oh, those Hare Krishna party, they probably infiltrated in the palace. They probably disguising, teaching my son, and all this idea. Maybe the Sandamurka doesn't know. The Sukracharya's teachers, they don't know that these Vaishnavas are sneakingly coming. Damodar is going and whispering Prahlad what to teach, like this. So he was very worried. So he told the Sanda, hey, Sandamurka, yes. Now Brahmana, Prabhupada put it very nice. I like this. Prabhupada gave like Siddhanta. Brahmana should never serve under a Kshatriya. When Chandragupta was asked, Prabhupada gives that idea. When Chandragupta asked, he walked out. He said, no, I don't stay under. Kshatriya don't tell Brahmana or don't maintain Brahmana. Even though they're supposed to maintain the Brahmana, but not in the, how do you say, salary? Means you dependent. Like Maharaj is a good example. He's not dependent. He's a perfect quality of sadhu. Depend on Krishna. 100%. Means don't depend on the material. Varnashram or something. So that time, he called Sandamarka, guard my boy very carefully. I think the spy of Vaishnavas are infiltrating in the palace. So I want you to teach them dharma, artha, kama, diplomacy, political science, all this. So then Chandramarka says, yes, my Lord, do not ever doubt, we will do our job perfectly. So they took the Prahlad and went home. So Prahlad had a talk with Chandramarka. So Chandramarka, at that time, they got all the children and they are talking. Prahlad, don't lie. Now to the teacher, it's not like a Alachua learning center. Over there is like you obey, you know what I mean? You don't challenge. Or you say, oh, my parents, I'll just call them cell phone and walk out. No. You have to create this atmosphere. The Vedic culture was like this. But one thing with Prahlad we will find all over his, he never compromised. And Prabhupada feels proud to establish that. He said, Prahlad never compromised. What is he didn't compromise? The position of God, my relation as a servant with God, those are the real truth. Never, we should never compromise this at any cost. He never says, Hiranyakashipu, you are that Supreme Lord. Never agreed, never compromise. Krishna is Krishna, eternally He is Supreme God. We are eternally His servant. When we have eternal relationship, we should never, ever compromise that. So Prahlad never says it. Prahlad, don't lie. You have to tell me the truth. Who has done harm to you like this? We want to know who are the spies, what they look like, how they came and told you to believe in Vaishnava and Vishnu like this. You tell us the truth. So Prahlad, what he did, he's same as Prahlad. He folded his hand. Oh my Lord, your material illusory energy is very powerful. He's rightly situated, but they are hearing something else. Say, oh my Lord, you are so beautiful. Your material illusory energy creates this enemy, friend. They are asking me, who is the enemy, how they look like. And this illusory energy covering their discrimination power. And now they are thinking the Vaishnavas are the enemy. How? This is very bewildering, my Lord. So he is praying like this to Krishna. Then he is merciful also, Prahlad. He says, those who sees the enemy and friend is mine, those yours on heart, like this, they are under the three modes. They can never hear Paramatma. Even though Paramatma all the time trying to help the soul, every soul, but Paramatma cannot be heard because three modes. They don't want to serve God. Those who are not serving God, they cannot hear Paramatma. Period. It's not that Paramatma gave up his merciful nature. Paramatma always guiding the soul. But they cannot hear because they do not have a service attitude. So he is telling them, oh, because they... So then Chandramarka was shocked. He is telling us that we are under food, some indirectly. They were really shocked. And then he's thinking, Prahlad, what do you think? You know who is the God now? It's your father. You should be aware of it. So they chastise him. So then Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's right, they grab a stick. Prahlad, you see the stick? Sometimes it is required. You advise Brahmana with Shastric reference. Brahmana, like you tell Maharaj or Prabhu, in the Shastra says we should not do this. And he is a Brahmanical quality, he will immediately obey. Okay, yeah, I should not do this. If he is a Kshatriya, he may not listen the Brahmanical way. You give him a little higher, glory. Or, everybody liked you, ruling management like this. Maybe if you do this, people may not respect you like this. They like that. So Vaishya, you do bribing. But Sudra, stick. Prabhupada says stick. They listen only punishment. Like me. So then when he is talking like this, Prahlad, we have come to conclusion. Your understanding, your talking does not appeal to us. Hiranyakashipu is like a sandalwood tree. and Vishnu is like an axe, and you are, no, Vishnu is the handle, and you are the axe. How do you cut down a tree? With the axe and the handle. You have to have a handle, not only axe.
Right.
I mean,
Blade.
blade. No, not blade. It's the axe, no?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I mean. So, Vishnu is holding you as an axe. Vishnu is the holding handle, and you as the axe, and cutting down the beautiful sandalwood tree called Hiranyakashipu. This is Sandamakar's philosophy. They think Hiranyakashipu is such a great. Because he's promoting Dharma Artha Kama Moksha. He's promoting, you worship him, you get more enjoyment. This is what? Everybody will like it in this America. So then, you have to be you are used by the Vishnu, so this is very dangerous. So now we have to do something. What? We have to punish you and discipline. Otherwise Vishnu will use you for this. So they gave him indirect threatening that either we will shape you or we will be shipped out. It's like a kind of like a scary format. So that time, when they were speaking, Prahlad is very attentive boy. He was just listening and listening. So they said, did you understand this? If we don't act like a Brahmana, then Kshatriya. Not like a Kshatriya, then Vaishya. Then Sudra. Sudra means stick. Then they are showing the stick. We have to discipline you like this. We'll teach you like this. So Prahlad just listening. So then they thought, oh, good. Now he gave us a hope that he will be listening. This is a good time. We should take him to his father and show him that he is obedient and not. So they took him to his... Then Mother Koyadu was very happy to see the son from the school come back and took him to his father, and he took him again on his lap and he embraced and smelled his hair. He was very happy, and at that time he said, so Prahlad, what is the best thing you learned from your school? Don't speak Krishna consciousness, otherwise enemy born. Prabhupada said, I don't know why I got hypnotized what Prabhupada says. Then immediately he quoted the next verse, very famous verse also. Savanam kirtanam Vishnu smaranam pada sevanam archanam vandanam dasyam sakyamatman vedanam iti pumsarvita Vishnu bhakti chetanava kriyate bhagavati adda tadmanne adhitam uttamam. Adhitam uttamam. Adhitam uttamam means first class, intelligent person. Uttamam means who transcended the three modes. Adhitam uttamam. Tat manne adhitam uttamam. I think the first class intelligent person is that person who has complete knowledge. He understood the essence of all knowledge. And that person who has complete knowledge, he is called most intelligent. Why? Because he has surrendered. It says here, Pumsa Arpita. Pumsa Arpita Vishnu. Vishnu means, there is a plural, two. Means Ashray Bhagavan and Vishay Bhagavan. God is Bhagavan and his servant Narad Muni is the Ashray Bhagavan. So one who has complete knowledge, essence of all knowledge, he is the most intelligent. Why? Because, that's what Prahlad is explaining his father. Because he has surrendered himself. To who? To that Supreme Personality of Godhead who is going to be pleased by the Ashray Bhagavan through Guru's guidance. How? By these 9 links of bhakti. By hearing, Sravanam, Kirtanam, by glorifying, then Smaranam, by remembering, Archana, Padasevanam, by serving the lotus feet, then by Archanam, worshipping, Bandhanam, praising, then Daishyam, servitorship, Sakham, friendship, and Atmanivedanam, by surrender. So when Prahlad says this, this is a very dramatic, because he says Adhitam Uttamam means it's actually indirectly is a big insult to somebody who is genius, he thinks. He says, I think. He says, Tatmanne. Tatmanne means I think the most intelligent person in this world who has the essence of all knowledge, because he has surrendered himself to Vishnu, Supreme Vishnu under Guru's guidance, Astra Vishnu, through this 9 process of bhakti. His father like a roaring, what? The most intelligent person is that who surrendered to Vishnu, and he's thinking like, and he just immediately pushed him out from his lap. You are not eligible to sit here anymore. So that time he was like a furious. And that time he was so angry, he shows the anger to who? Sanda Amarka. You don't want to be in that position. Believe me. Hiranyakashipu anger that. He says, you have disobeyed me. And Sanda Amarka, no, Prabhu, no, it was not us. Please, you ask him, it was not us, we did not teach him that. Then Hiranyakashipu, you rascal, Kulanashak, this is Sanskrit word. Kulanashak, it means destroyer of my dynasty. He says, you are the destroyer of this dynasty. I cannot believe. How did you learn this? Then he quote another verse. Where is quoting? He heard this from Narad Muni for thousands of years, 36,000, 60,000 years. Matina Krishne Parato Satova Mito Vipatyate Kriyagratanam Adahanta Gauri Vishamam Tamishram Puna Punascharamita Charvanam. Prabhupada quote all these verses. Prahlad's teaching is so nice. Actually those verses you can chew also like a candy. Literally. I mean, I do this sometimes, like you drive and chew it. This is very cool. You feel flavor, actually. These verses are so tasty. So then he says, he did not blame Hiranyakashipu. Prahlad is a genius preacher. Really genius, like Prabhupada. He did not blame Hiranyakashipu. He did not say, you are that category or something like that. He didn't say anything. He says, Matina Krishne Parato Satova Mito Vipaddate Griho Vratanam. Oh, the best of, or king of the demon, those who took vow to enjoy the sense gratification cannot awaken their Krishna consciousness. Matina Krishna Parato Satova, both way. Those who took serious vow that material enjoyment is the only object of life, they cannot revive this Krishna consciousness. Because Hiranyakashipu has a doubt. How he is learning? Because Sanda says, no, we did not teach. You ask him, where did he got it? We did not teach. Please forgive us. Don't punish us. So they got scared. I mean, I can imagine if Indra gets frightened by the eyebrows, what will happen there? So then he quoted this, that Krishna consciousness cannot be revived by those sense gratifiers by their own individual endeavor or so-called UF or collective endeavor of all these scientists or group intelligence. Neither individually or collectively they can ever revive their Krishna consciousness. So then he says that because they was it Vishotam Tamishram? Yes, Vishotam Tamishram Puna. Because they have sat down to a deep dark place. Tamishram. Tamishram means we discussed other day, you remember? Tamishram is the third category. First is? No, first is Tamas. Moha. Then Tamishram. This is a chronological Prabhupada put, or Sukhdev Goswami put. One, forget their spiritual body, spiritual form, moha. Then they think body is the I am, self. Then bodily product. I am born here, this place is the worshipping place, worshipable place. Very important.
That's Maha.
Mahamoha. Then tamas.
Frustration.
Then desperate, fulfilling desire of this. And death is the end. So Tamishra is like almost last, going to the last. So it says, Vishotam Tamishram. Visha means poisonous. Poison, you know that. Vishotam, what is the verse? Oh, here. Adanta Govi, Vishotam Tamishram means dead end. dark, deep dark, deep dark. So you say, how they are deep dark? Because they engage in doing one thing. What? Charupita Charvanana. What is chewed by their great-grandfather, that go to school, get married, get job, do some good earning, get a good wife or good husband, and then enjoy as much you can, do some dharma, so next life you can do the same thing, or something like that. It's chewing the chew. They already did. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur give a little example of that in his commentary. He says, there was a dog who was so starving. He is desperately looking for some meat bones. They like to bite bones. And he could not find anywhere. Then finally he found a rotten bone which had no meat. Nothing there. So he grabbed it with his jaw and he's trying biting it to find something from nothing. There was no meat, but he's trying to find something in it. He is biting it. One dog from far, he saw it. He goes, woo! And immediately running towards him and jump on him. And jumping on him, he's trying to bite, he's grabbed it from his jaw. Then both are trying to find something. He knows he's not there, but in case there is something. In case. So people get married, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. I met a guy other day. I said, so what makes you? I'm sorry, Maharaj, I'm going on a holiday.
No, this is good.
So I said, this is your 5th marriage, and I'm profiting from the profit, but part of my profit is going. But he said, I believe one has to come to 5th marriage in order to be completely happy. I said, wow, that's a very heavy statement. How do you come up? Then he gave me a half-an-hour speech. What went wrong on the first wife, second wife, third wife, I don't remember all, but it was very fascinating. He was fascinated. He'd contemplate about it. He said, this one I got it completed. And I just told him, I said, you should read Prahlad Charita. He said, what is that? I said, I'll give you a book. So I gave him only Bhagavad Gita, I didn't have other. But I was very fascinated. I was thinking of giving him that your downfall is already made before you starting figuring out how to be happy. He missed the Prahlad character. So this is true. Actually, people think like this. They think they can beat the system and really enjoy. So he did. So Prahlad says, because they're twins, so then what happened? There's a bunch of dogs. Dogs are very sensitive. When they hear the other dog bark, immediately, what happened? Then so many dogs saw it. Then so many dogs grab and jump on the first dog and the second dog. Then the first dog, he just let go and look. And he's looking from far. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, this dog is thinking, wow, I had all this problem, envy, lust, greed, all this for this one bone which has no meat. Now I let it go, I'm free, and they are fighting for nothing. I know there is nothing, but they are fighting for it. So the devotee, I appreciate to Srila Prabhupada, I really from my bottom of my heart, that he taught this detachment, that actually those who are taking this detachment, we are not talking about Vaishnava Grihastha. Detachment means the pure Krishna consciousness. Because Prahlad, after he spoke, he also became Grihastha in future. Detachment means not related to Krishna, not against the householder. We are not talking about that. So this detachment is very nice, which is a byproduct of bhakti, automatically comes from it. This detachment itself is bhakti. It's not it is only detachment for temporary. It is eternal. Nanda Maharaj has a detachment. Prabhupada writes. He had full detachment. But when Krishna took birth, he completely attached to everything because for pleasure of Krishna. He is not thinking of bhakti, but it is pure bhakti. But before that he was completely aloof, even though he was king. He was every king, but he was detached. Didn't feel enjoyment. So that time Prahlad Maharaj, just like the dog, so Prahlad Maharaj says, because they are chewing the same thing being chewed by forefather, grandfather, everybody. So all their problem is there, that's why they are not going anywhere, just going around that well, deep dark well. And therefore, they can never revive the God consciousness. So then, Hiranyakashipu was very angry at that time. Because Prahlad gives answer, it does not have anything to do with what he's thinking, and he's smashing everything he's thinking, Hiranyakashipu thinking. So that time he says, you Kulonashak, destroyer of this dynasty, you thinking you are more intelligent, that you are teaching me. You can advise me. You think I don't know. You're just telling me I don't have intelligence. Those who are intelligent surrender to God, and that's what they do. And now you're telling me that you are the only one who can advise. So Prahlad Maharaj quoted another verse. He did not say yes or no. He did not advise. Directly he did not say. He said another famous verse Prabhupada quote. Nate vidhu sahta gatim he Vishnu durashayaje bahirasthamanina andajadande upagiyamana teopisha tantra gurudhamni baddha. Very sweet verse also, very sweet verse. That time Prahlad Maharaj, he did not say yes father or no father, he didn't say anything. He says, I am only saying that those who are blind, why they are blind? Because their external sense enjoyment is the only value that they calculated. Bahirartha. Bahirartha manina. Bahirartha means sense gratification or external sense enjoyment is everything they think, is the only value. So because that's what they think, and the question comes, Prahlad is saying, why they think? Because they did not know the real wealth. So what is the real wealth? And why they are blind? Because this is a very attacking indirectly. Because they think the sense gratification is the only wealth. And if you say, well, why they are coming with this? Because they are following a leader who is also, leader means guru, here he says, they are following a leader or guru who is also blind. So they say, Andha jata andhe. Andha, one is blind and following another andha. Andha jata andhe, upagiyamana, being led. Upagiyamana means proper translation, being led. So one blind is following another blind. So that's why they are, what is the problem? If the blind is following blind guru, leading the disciple blind, what happens? They fall in a big, deep, dark well. So what happened in the well? Prahlad is explaining. He quoted this verse, Sukdev Goswami, Prahlad Maharaj making it very understanding to his father. He did not quote just like the verse. He made it very appealing. So he said, what they do? Ishotantram urudhamni baddha. They got tied up, what? Oh, one desire after another desire. Oh, this didn't work. Well, we can invest in this. So it didn't work. Then you, just like this man, he's getting married one after another. He's figuring out and trying to build the system. He thinks he will go ahead. And in this way, what they're going and just doing one after, like going round and round and round. They never can get out. So when Hiranyakashipu saw that, he was furious. He said, I can't believe that. First of all, you advising me, then you telling me I don't have intelligence, and then you think I am blind, and now you're telling me my guru is also blind, and I'm following, as a blind following another blind. You insulting me, you insulting my guru. So then Hiranyakashipu was very angry. At that time he could not take it anymore. So then he finally asked him, I want you to tell me right now, where did you learn this? Who taught you this? If you don't tell me, I'm going to punish you. Then Prahlad Maharaj quoted another famous verse. It was very sweet, all these verses. Naishamati stavad urkrama angri sprishati anartha. You can hear, take the verse. This is 32. Prabhupada quote that verse too.
7th chapter?
Huh?
7th chapter?
No, 5. 7, 5, 32. These are very nice verses. Because Prabhupada used. This is the last verse that Prahlad finished it. So he says, Naishamati, you found it? 32.
Almost.
Why Prahlad went like this? What do you think? Prabhupada gave a purport, very nice, 2 points he gave. He said Prahlad quoted this verse and establishing one thing, that he does not want to compromise and he shows his humility. What is the humility? What is the definition of humility?
No opposition to the command.
Always never opposed to the command of my master. His guru, Narad Muni, taught him, you are eternal servant, Krishna is eternally God, that position never will be disturbed. And Prahlad Maharaj never disobeyed or deviated from that position. Krishna is eternally Supreme Lord, He has eternal beautiful form, and I am His eternal servant, I have eternal relationship. Prahlad Maharaj never deviated from that. He never deviated from that. This is one thing. This is called humility he maintained. Another attitude, he never accused his father. He established point because Hiranyakashipu is trying to find out. So he challenged lust. He was very angry. He asked, where did you learn this? Tell me. Final. That time he quoted this verse. Naisham mati stadar urukramadri sprishati anartha upasama jatartha Mohyam bhagavajo vishekam nishkinchananam nabrinita yava. Prabhupada quote this also. This last year. Nishkinchananam. Very nice. Maharaj is Nishkinchan. You can see. He doesn't have. Nishkinchan means, Kinchan, you know Bengali, Kinchan. Kinchan means what? Gold. Kanchana, Kinchan. Now you remember. Kinchan, this Sanskrit is the Bengali, means wealth. Something. What do you have? What do you have? Bank balance. You have a family, you have a wealth, you have this, like you have something in this world. Nishkinchan means you don't have anything in this world. But Maharaj is the owner of the temple. He said, no. He said he is a servant of the temple. He is servant of gold, Nitai, gold, Nataraj, and this temple is their temple.
So what happened next?
He gets scared. But I have to explain this Nishkinchan. That's how I can explain Maharaj. So at that time he said, how one become free from this anartha. Anartha upasamam, anartha apagama jat artha. Anartha upasamam sakshat. I'm thinking of another. Bhakti Yoga. Yes. So how one become free from anartha? He's saying, if you want to know how one learn, how you have to know first that all this misconception is a product of anartha. There are 16 types of anartha. Sarup Brahm, Asat Krishna, Hriday Durballam, Aparad. Means there is a 4 types of illusion. What are those?
4 types. First one is about who am I, and also who is Krishna. Both those concepts different.
The truth about soul,
Truth about the soul.
truth about God.
And then there's the truth about what is sadhana, the practice for attaining the ultimate goal, and what is the ultimate goal.
That's one.
Yeah, both those together are one. Then there's the illusion of what is this material world?
The truth about the Maya.
Truth about Maya.
Yeah.
The Karmi does not know the truth. We know, the Vaishnava knows the truth. He is a servant of, she does illusion. But they are into illusion, they don't know the Maya. They are under Maya.
Yeah.
So this is one. And the other, second one, Damodar Prabhu.
Asat Krishna.
Okay.
You want mystic powers, like Hiranyakashipu. You want to go to the heavenly planets to enjoy it. Well, first you want to enjoy it in this life.
Yes.
And then after you want to enjoy the heavenly planets.
Yeah.
And then merge into Brahman. You want to become God when you get frustrated with God.
Good. So those things are anartha actually. They are obstacle in our life. Then the third one, aparad.
Aparad. First category of aparad is nam aparad, of which the most dangerous is Vaishnava aparad, 6 kinds of Vaishnava aparad. Second category of aparad is dham aparad, offenses to all of the holy dhams or abodes of Krishna, including places like this where Harikatha and worship of the Lord is going on. Then seva aparad, 32 kinds of offenses that can be committed during the service of the Archa Vigraha. And also jiva aparad means to offend any jiva, whether they are Vaishnava or non-Vaishnava, because they are part and parcel of Krishna, to neglect that vision and to offend them, seeing them as separate, and not recognizing their eternal position as Krishna Das. is also one category of Aparad.
Then one more set. Bhutavana, you know? You know? You know? You have to make it. Sitaji, you know? Hridaya Durbala, weakness of heart. That's also another 4 types. What is it? First is?
Envy.
No. Tutsha Shakti. Insignificant.
Attachment to useless.
Useless things. Attachment for useless things. Second is? Kutinati means? Duplicity. I am not thoroughly honest. When you come to sadhu, you come to Maharaj, you want something, I want something, but I am telling him something else. I am not honest. Disciple should be always thoroughly honest. Maharaj, I have a problem, I cannot control my lust, please Gurudev help me. Like this, thoroughly honest. Then by the mercy of pure devotee advance, you will be cured. I will be cured. Thoroughly honest. And the next one?
Envy.
Fat.
His third one.
I thought that was the last.
Last one is the fat. Envy. Matsarja.
Because the envy to anyone is ultimately envy to Krishna, because he sanctioned them to have whatever I'm envy.
Very good. So if I am envy to somebody, actually I am envy to God. Who said that? Prabhupada says that. So Satsvarup Prabhu. And now, what's his name? What's the Hawaii your Godbrother Maharaj? Siddha Sarup. Prabhupada told him, if you are envy to some devotee, that means you are envy to God. Prabhupada says, what's the definition of envious? Prabhupada says, very nice. Maybe we all can repeat. When someone has a rightful ownership of something, but in my mind, I don't want him to have it. Srila Prabhupada says this is the definition of envy. Very nice, first class English sloka. Okay, so then Prahlad Maharaj told Hiranyakashipu that those who are Nishkinchan, they are the only one who can remove this anartha. Then you can understand what is Krishna consciousness. So what is Nishkinchan? Nishkinchan means he does not have at least these 6 things. The kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarja. What is that? Lust, greed, anger, madness, envy, illusion. These 6 things, when somebody don't have, they are called Nishkinchan. And if you want to see, there is one sitting there. So, there, Prabhupada is here too. Two. So, they don't have this, then those are considered Nishkinchan. By the food dust of those souls, those Mahabhagavat, you bathe or Abhishek. Proper put it?
The Sanskrit is Mahi Sampadavajo Abhishekam.
Abhishekam. You have to do Abhishek like the deity bathing. So you take the your Guru's lotus feet and then do bathing to yourself. This is Prahlad Maharaj says, then you will be able to know how to remove the anartha. Then anartha will be removed. No other way. When Prahlad Maharaj says this, that's it. This was the end of Hiranyakashipu. He could not take it. He immediately calculated, I conquered the entire universe. I made entire universe under me. And guess what? I put a big lamp. I illuminated my power to whole room. And underneath the lamp there is a dark spot nobody saw. I illuminated the entire universe is under me, but inside my own house is a big dark against me. That I cannot finish. I cannot remove. He was so frightened. This is Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur gave that example. Sometimes when disciple is very close to Guru, misunderstand, oh, he's another American body or old man. Misconception comes. Very careful, very dangerous for a disciple. You are so close, it can be very dangerous. You may think he's another human being. It's very dangerous. Because the lamp is illuminating everybody's heart, but underneath the lamp sometimes darkness is there. So one who is serving that Guru very close can be not understanding Guru's position. not that we should not serve, we should serve, but we should be very careful not to think ordinary human being.
Similarly, the Pujari should be very careful not to think it's...
Yes, Maharaj, thank you. Yes, that is very true. So that time, he called all his ministers, and he furious, foaming, you know the foaming? Fuming, fuming. He says, do you know, big yogi, even me, when I went to do austerity, my senses were disturbing. I subdued, completely controlled. The senses was completely under. So similarly, when I want to control everything, I cannot control, I have to subdue what is not easily subdued. So this Prahlad is like this, that kind of senses with me, that I have to pressure to subdue. Then he gave another example. He says, when body is healthy, you can manage your life very nice, lead a wonderful life. Little part is have a boil, disease, that is causing so rotten that it will spread and destroy the whole body. What should you do?
Pluck it out.
Thank you. Plug it out, I like that. Plug it out. So this Prahlad is my body, come from me. He is the worst disease. This is his offensive orator. It has to be cut it out from this dynasty. So only way we can do it, just destroy him right now. So you take over and destroy him by any means. So far we found there's a 10 things. There's more, actually it says more, but 10 way at least recorded in Bhagavatam. The first thing they did what? They took Prahlad to a most scary place. It's like a blood-stained, beautiful. It's a really dramatic, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explained. It's a very fearful. Just by going there, people generally die. You don't need to kill them. It's such a, the sound of the movie, like, it's making a horrible scenery sound, and the creatures over there are not a regular human, like a really scary faces. So they're coming with you can see also in the painting, drawing, you have the picture here, you see all these scary faces coming to attack Prahlad. It is the truth, actually. It says like this, that it is so spooky, dark, scary sound, and all these creatures coming with the spear and sword to kill Prahlad. When they come, Prahlad is folding his hand, he says, I see Vishnu in you, I see Vishnu in the sword, I see Vishnu in me, Vishnu is everywhere. How can it be destructive? Vishnu is eternal existence. So the sword goes, touch his body and fall apart. It does not even pierce or touch, it just fall apart. And all the people are like, never saw like this, That's such a revolt, like it does not pierce. Rather they lose the power of the weapon. So they are coming again attacking, fall apart, they fail. Then they come and disclose this. It's making Kamsa more worried. Say, do something. Then they go. They take to the stampede of the big elephant who is holding the earth. Then top of the hill, then all the elephants are ready to crash. They come by Prahlad Maharaj praying to the Lord, my Lord, I am seeing your illusory energy, so powerful. Then immediately the elephant running out of fear, whoa! I don't know what the sound is. They are such a running here, there, it causes the fear of everybody else. But Prahlad is still sitting on the stampede. So they didn't know what to do. They come and report. Then the Hiranyakashipu is so fuming. Do something again! So they go. Then they take him to the highest cliff of a huge mountain. Because the whole universe is within him. Whatever the highest mountain, they didn't give the name, but they took it there. And there's a big cliff, miles and miles, thousands of miles. So they just throw him. That's it. He's dead. They come back, they report very nice. Prahlad was just sitting there and he was meditating the lotus feet. We should try this. Because Lord Krishna he himself said this in Bhagavad Gita. I love that verse. He says,
Shri about
Sreyohi Abhasa Kunteyo Sehi Genam Abhasam Gena Bhenam Vishishyate in 12th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Ghenat Karma Phala Tegat Santi Nirantaram. If you want uninterrupted peace, like Prahlad had an uninterrupted peace. He was never disturbed. He would cry for Lord in separation, not for fear of anything. Uninterrupted peace comes like this, that you absorb yourself in the lotus feet of the Lord. Dhyan. But dhyan cannot be, meditation cannot be done unless intelligence is absorbed. So he said practice is good, chanting is good, but intellectual absorption is higher. Why I am chanting? Who is Krishna's name? Like this, thoughtful nature, contemplating. Then meditation is possible. So Prahlad meditating, not knowing what they are going to do, they just throw him. When they throw him, that time they throw him, and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes that Lord picked him up because his meditation, he is not thinking, oh, million miles I am falling, oh, where I am. No, not like this. He has no clue what happened. There was a bullock cart going by, and the Lord just placed him in invisible form, placed him in the bullock cart, and Prahlad is sitting, it's like a little couch in the bullock cart. There was a little couch, he's sitting there. The bullock cart finally stopped. The driver, he has no clue what happened. And he comes near the palace, one door, gate. Then he comes for some water, and then Prahlad, all of a sudden he opened his eye. He said, oh, I'm in front of my father's palace. So he got down from bullock cart as if nothing happened. He had no clue what just happened. But the Hiranyakashipu's people, they throw him from the cliff. But he come down, and when he come down, that time he is giving this very nicely smile to his mother and father, and they were like shocked. That time they throw him, Hiranyakashipu could not take it. That time they told him to do something. Then another, what they call, Shapure.
boiling oil.
No, Shapure. Shapure, they take him to a big well of the snake.
One question, the mother was also involved in this conspiracy?
Mother is involved, yes, we are coming after that. We are coming two after. She is aware, but she does not know the whole story. What is happening. The only Hiranyakashipu knows and his messenger knows. When they put him in the well with a big poisonous snake, the poisonous snake are trained to beat and bite and just kill. So when they immediately try to bite, they see their fang and the poison just drop. They lost their power. When the poisonous snake don't have the fang and the poison, they feel themselves is useless. They can see that they don't have any power. All the snakes lost their power, and they're like, whoa, what happened? They're like crying baby or something. You know? So that time the Daityas, they picked him up and they take him again. Then they complained to the Hiranyakashipu, we tried. The poisonous snake, they all lost their poison teeth and everything, so they don't know what to do. This is very scary. So that time, Lord told him to do something again. That time they show this illusory magic to scare him. All this like a ghost, goblin coming to attack him. And Prahlad was just meditating. He's seeing he's also seeing those. But he's seeing as a Krishna's Maya. Krishna's Maya doing it. So he's not afraid because he's seeing Krishna is the operator. He's doing the like a magic. He's holding the curtain or thread. So he's never afraid. That time, when Hiranyakashipu felt that he could not do it, that time he forcefully told them, no more eating or feeding him, don't give him anything. So all these Brahmana and some Vaishnava was following Prahlad, some places is recorded, that they throw him in his place with those Brahmana Vaishnava and lock the door, no drinking, no eating, nothing. That time Lakshmi Devi from Vaikuntha, she personally came and cooked with the ready-made stove, like in America you have, ready-made stove, and she cooked and made a huge feast. And the Vaishnava Brahmana, they had a beautiful, sumptuous feast because of Prahlad. So then they come back, they see they have a strong, they are not like tired or anything, they are like jubilant power because they just got the prasadam from Mother Lakshmi cooking. So this way, all the news comes, Hiranyakashipu is becoming more fuming. He doesn't know how to reduce. So then finally he took this position, what Maharaj says. First time his wife came to know, Payadu. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, the worst thing a punisher can do that apply mother to give poison to her own son. Prabhupada says, I don't know where he came up with this, but Prabhupada did say, I heard a couple times, that a child may ask, but a mother will never give poison to her own child. You must have heard that, Maharaj. Mother never will give poison to her own child. So was very shocked that Hiranyakashipu made his wife give this poison, and they made a whole movie about it. The Krishna.com has a one of the 24, they have like a $64 you can buy from Krishna.com a movie
Election?
yeah, like a CD. One of the movie has this. You will see, very interesting. That Payadu, she was trembling. She knows the power of her husband. She also knows the Sukracharya told him, your duty to follow your husband. She was not trained by American women to protest or something. But she was very sober, gentle. She was tried her best. But she was tortured by her own husband first time, that you offer this poison to your own son. She could not do it. She could not do it. But she did not want to disobey her son, her husband either. So she put this poison in the cup, and she is thinking, it's better if I drink and die, and I don't see this. Her son was called by Hiranyakashipu. Go call and tell Prahlad that your mother is calling. Hiranyakashipu, and from hiding he wants to see. So she fainted. That time she fainted. So that time Prahlad comes and this servant says, your mother wants you to drink this. She didn't say that. She has so much love for her son. She fainted. She didn't even know what's happening. When she woke up, she just saw Prahlad just finish the poison and just putting the cup down. It was very dramatic how Maya created this. He just drank the whole poison and put the cup down, and then she's like, Prahlad. She just grabbed it. She said, yes, Mama, what happened? Why you are fainted? She said, you are okay? He said, yes, I am okay. I am always okay. Hari is always making you okay. Krishna is always making me okay. I am always okay. Krishna is making everybody okay. She could not understand what happened. When Hiranyakashipu saw that, yes. Prabhupada one time plucked an apple from a tree. Kapila Prabhu told me. That Hamsudat Maharaj told me. So Hamsudat Maharaj told to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, you didn't offer it, you just took a bite. You heard the story, Prabhupada. He will tell you, he's your buddy, at least he thinks he is your buddy. He respects you a lot, Kapila Prabhu. Your godbrother. So he said, Hamsudat Maharaj told me, so he said, Prabhupada, you didn't offer. Prabhupada says, sannyasi offers in their mind. So when I heard it, it was very funny, Maharaj. Next week I found in the commentary, Bhagavatam it says, sannyasi offers, because they don't have an altar. They have an altar in their heart. Sannyasi's altar is in their heart. Their God is in their heart. They are carrying. Grihastha must have an altar in the house to purify, to get up for morning. Otherwise they won't get up, Mangalarti. So they must have it. Sannyasi, they renounce everything. They are carrying Krishna in their heart. Kirtani Kurbanti, they carry they are the holy place. They are the embodiment of holy place. Tirtha Buddhi. They carrying the Lord in their heart. Gadabrita. Gadabrita, in the Bhagavatam it says that they carry. So sannyasi means they carry Krishna in their heart. Prabhupada says, I offer in the mind all the time.
What about brahmacharis?
We are not going there. Maybe he does, I don't know. Only his guru knows. His guru can know the power of the disciple. So Prahlad,
We should offer to the deity.
yes, that is true. So then, Prahlad Maharaj, he is always offering. He never takes without offering.
He offered poison.
There is no such thing called poison.
There's not such thing as meat.
No, illusion is also there. Illusion is Krishna's Maya, created illusion, that he knows. We are not denying the illusion. Mayavadi denies. We don't say illusion has no reality. Illusion is also real. But it is Krishna's Maya Shakti produced the illusion. So poison is also poison. We are not saying poison is not poison. But if something is coming on his way, it is Krishna's sanction, he is taking in that way. So it is perfect. So that time when Hiranyakashipu could not do, there is a one story, I am not going to tell, maybe if we have time later, that they throw him in an ocean and he actually, Lord appeared there by the Borunder's mercy. Lord appeared and he cried. Anyway, shorter version is, Lord appeared and he floated, the rocks started floating. And he was taken to Borunder's place. And when he saw, he opened his eye, he saw Borunder. He said, oh, how did I come here? He didn't even know that they throw him like that. And they tie him up with a rock so that he drowned. You know, they are intelligent. They think that he is intelligent. So when he went, that time he praised the Borunder. He is a demigod, but he praised. We should praise the demigod in relation to Krishna, not separate from Krishna. He says, oh, you are such a great servant of the Lord. Why? Because you are making beautiful waves. And Lord in the milk ocean, he rests on this milk ocean, Garbha ocean. And you, Borunder, you make the waves and make him very comfortable sleep. This is such a nice service you do it. So we have to know how the demigod served the Lord. So it's glorifying. Then Borunder was very pleased. He said, what do you want? He said, I want the darshan of my Lord. So he said, I hope you get the darshan of the Lord. He had the darshan of Vishnu, Narayan, 400 form of Vishnu. He appeared and he took Prahlad on his lap and he cried. They had a nice discussion. And at that time, he said, Prahlad, very soon I will appear. Very soon I will appear in a form of Nrsimha, half lion, half man. Don't cry, don't worry. I will be there very soon for you. And you will prove so many teachings, the eternal religion, and it is required. That's why I may be late. And in Bhagavatam, Nrsimha apologized to Prahlad. I'm sorry, I'm late. Because he promised that before, that I'll come soon. So then, when that failed also, then he cried. When Lord disappeared, then he found himself on the rock, and then it took a morning time. And his mother, they came to take bath in the that part of the ocean. And where, I don't know, it doesn't say where, which ocean. That time they said, Prahlad, how did you come? You are floating on a rock. They never saw like this. Prahlad said, oh, I don't know, I just opened my eyes and you all are here. So it's like he is very mysterious, his journey. So that time, this is the final one, because there is so many pastimes given on the earth, air, water, every element, 5 elements, how he was saved. The final thing was that Hiranyakashipu gave up. He was very depressed. He started crying. He never did that.
Big crybaby.
Yeah, big crybaby. Thank you. He said, I can't believe I cannot destroy. I destroy the whole world under me except my own son. What kind of power is this? Why? Because he had a fear. He had a fear that protection that he is getting is more powerful than my power. But more fear that that power, if it is more power than me, that power will kill me one day. Oh, I cannot be killed. So this was the biggest fear. So he started lamenting, kind of. So his sister was a very favorable to her, to him. Her name is Halika. She was Shiva worshipper, and she got a power from Shiva. That Shiva comes, Shiva says, what do you want? You are meditating so much. I want one power, that I will never get burned. Let it be. What is it? Let it be.
Yeah, let it be.
Let it be. Tathastu means what?
Let it be.
Let it be. So he gave. So she said, my dear brother, you know how much I love you. I cannot see you cry. I am the last resort. I will take your baby and kill him right in the middle of blazing fire. I will prove you that I can make you happy. Hiranyakashipu got his life back. He is very happy. Okay, do something. He said, make a huge blazing fire, mile area, not a little. Mile area, huge blazing fire that miles high, that nobody can see what is going on inside. But before they set it up, they put Halika, and Halika called, hi Prahlad, I am your auntie, come on, loving boy, come, it's like that. So he calls, Prahlad is really loving, he's like innocent. This loving boy, 5 years old, is come and sit down on the lap of Halika. So then they are talking. It will be a wonderful experience, we will see. I will show you a magic. Don't worry, you won't cry. Now he will hold me tightly and I will hold you up to tightly. So they wrap him up. Why? Because she's thinking if he runs away, well, what about her? No problem. She has a, what you call, fireproof. Is it? Fireproof body. So then they blazing fire. Million up and ground. Nobody could see. Only people are Vaishnavas are praying what is going to happen. Krishna will protect, I know, but still we love Prahlad. We don't want to see that. And other demons are very happy. Finally, it will be over. So what happened he did? She sit down there and is crying. Blazing fire came to a degree so much. Then all of a sudden, fire after some time extinguished. As it is extinguished, nothing is there. Only Prahlad is still chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare.
Prabhu, wasn't
We will end to this, and then because 6, 7 is, I think we will take a little break.
before you? What happened to the sister? What happened?
Halika?
She is finished. Oh, you're thinking she got the boon from Shiva.
Yeah.
That boon, all the materialistic boon, thank you for the good question. All the materialistic boon that we get from any demigod or any mystic power, if it is against, I really want you to remember, Prabhupada put it very nice in Ambarish Maharaj's case. Ambarish Maharaj's case. Same thing with Hanuman. 3 examples Prabhupada gave in there. Any boon we get, if it is applied against a pure devotee, that Shakti itself will come back and kill that person who got the boon. Ravana apply his power of fire, put the fire on the Mahabhagavat Hanuman. He didn't say Mahabhagavat, he said monkey. So what happened to that fire?
It destroys the city.
He destroyed his own city, and he was thinking, I wanted to kill him, he's killing me. What kind of is this? Ambarish Maharaj, Prabhupada put this. Ambarish Maharaj, he was very peaceful. Durvasa put the death for him. And what is Durvasa going through for 1 year? Fear of death. Anything we apply, any power we get, because we are devotee, I mean literally we will get power. whether we want or not. Ambarish Maharaj had the power. This life, next life. We must remember, this power is for Krishna's pleasure, for establishing bhakti. If it is against a pure devotee, especially, you will suffer. It will come back to destroy yourself. So Holika got the power from Shiva, but Holika was destroyed and burned. Prahlad did not get touched.
So the reason why Hiranyakashipu wasn't destroyed immediately also is just for Krishna's pastime?
No, Krishna wanted to prove a nice pastime end of the after next session, because otherwise I will be jumping there. We'll come back why it is. Yes, Prabhu.
I was going to ask that Nrsimhadev made an arrangement that Brahma's rule would be upheld, but he didn't do that for Holy Papa Shiva.
No, that's true. That you talk after. Let's take a little break. Is that okay?
What did you say?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bancha kalpadurusya Vindaya Tulsi Devaya Keshwasya Krishna.
I was thinking one other who got a benediction,
Yes, Maharaj.
that Kashmiri Pandit. Yes, benediction.
Yes. That's very true. But he used it for Mahaprabhu. He glorified him. That was so nice.
I guess